Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another build session. This one is more than likely going to be a bit shorter than the last one due to the fact that this is only one pack being built right now. But I figured I'd spend however long it takes me to build this with you guys. So let's get started. Yo, wait a minute, I hit the wrong button. There we go. Yo, peoples, Qushu92 here. Welcome back to another build session where I am going to be building, well, essentially this. The Lego Marvel Spider-Man vs. Ghost Rider motorcycle pack. Now, the last one that I did, hey, Kitty and Giuseppe, welcome. The last pack I did, I think the Mandalorian and Grogu speeder bike was like 50 something? Like 56 pieces or 59 pieces? This one's 72, so this one has slightly more to deal with. But it's not as much as the Death Trooper and Night Trooper battle pack that we did the other day. But this one I've been looking forward to because this is actually the first Lego pack that you guys had sent to me. So, let's go ahead and crack this baby open. Woo! You guys don't know how excited I am about Lego stuff in general. Now, mind you, Lego Batman comes out. Oh, already give me Spider-Man's web just already ready. Already ready. And I was thinking it was going to be more interlocking Lego pieces, but it's just a simple full-on plastic piece. And you want to know what I'm happy about? There it is. Haha! Okay, so in the past, when I built other Lego figurines and other Lego sets, a lot of the time, they would normally give me stickers in order for me to be able to actually build this and put it on there. Some of them were easier to use. Others was like, we need you to put this small dot size sticker in this one specific space, but don't press down too much, otherwise it's going to look a little bit wonky. So I was never truly a fan of those types of sets, and I don't know if more sets have started to move away from, wanting people to apply stickers to them, but that's one thing that I haven't seen too much of lately. And don't mind, because I'm not a big fan of just trying to, put stickers on everything. So let's get these packs open. Hey! Yo, Hybrid! What is going on? We are building Spider-Man and Ghost Rider. Keep that over there. I moved my mic out of the way so it wouldn't cast too many shadows over my table. Still working on fine-tuning the setup so that way it looks way better and functions way better for you guys as we move throughout the year. And especially if I build more stuff for you guys live on stream. So, I gotta cut my thumbnail nails. Well, I gotta cut my thumbnails. Not thumbnail nails, because thumbnails don't have nails. The thumbnail is the nail. But first things first, Spider-Man. This is the first time I've ever had a Spider-Man minifig. Period. This is the first time I've ever had one. As much as I love Spider-Man, this is the first time I've ever had like a Spider-Man minifig. So you best believe this is gonna stay with me always because Spider-Man is one of my favorite Marvel heroes. Also, good design on the webbing and the musculature. Good design, very good design. I like that. Okay, that's Spider-Man. Next, Ghost Rider. And if this thing... Gotta use my headphones here because it doesn't want to stay still. Now, Ghost Rider, the Spirit of Vengeance. And I believe this is the Johnny Blaze version, not Danny Ketch. Or Robbie Reyes. Come on. There we go. All right. Flaming Skull. And for defeats, where is defeats? Okay. And of course, he has like segments where I can put it on his hands. So he can shoot fire out of his hands. If it'll just go, if it'll go on the hands, if it'll go, if it'll go, will you go? Will you not be difficult? I'm live right now. Can you not be difficult? Okay, I got it. 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 Yeah, it was probably best for me to just snap the hands in it. Yeah, it was probably best for me to just snap the hands in. All right, so we got Ghost Rider. It knows? Of course it does. Of course it does. Let's make things difficult for Qushu. Literally less than 10 minutes in. Let's make it difficult. Let's make it so he can't put on a small little fireball on his little figure. Still gaining strength in Neo 3. I feel like my power incomplete and imperfect. Yes, I'm feeling like Cell from DBZ. See, that's how it is. That's how it is. Until you find that one specific gear set that accomplishes exactly what you're looking for. For me, the Iga Jonin set is perfect for the build I'm using because ninjutsu is very, very powerful in Neo 3. On the offhand, the Brave Demon Hunter set is fantastic because it allows me to really embrace me using fist weapons, like me using the Cestus. So there are builds for there are gear sets, like a bunch of them, for all manner of builds that you're looking for in Neo 3. All you have to do is just find the one that does exactly what you need for the weapon you're using and exactly what you're looking for in terms of how you're fighting enemies. Because there are sets for, dealing a lot of key damage. There's sets for if you want to go the way of Amyo and want to use that as much as possible and get the most out of that. There's sets for ninjutsu and the best kind of ninjutsu to use. There are sets for literally every weapon in the game. There is a set for it that emphasizes that. What I love about Neo is that there's a lot of build diversity. So it's not like, oh, the only build that I can use is Iga Jonin, because there are multiple sets that are good at giving you what you need for ninjutsu. It's not like one size fits all, even though the Iga Jonin set is slightly better than the Flying Kato set in terms of the use of key damage and ninjutsu used. But that's just me, though. That's just what I like using. That's what I like using. But yeah, this is Ghost Rider. We got him over here. This will probably be a lot shorter than the last session that we had, like I said, simply because, one gray piece, simply because this is just one set that is being made. And we got some sort of hook bar piece. Okay, here we go. And it's gonna go right here. Alright, so it looks like that. Looks like that. See, the thing is with this particular second webcam is that it doesn't give me the option to really, really focus at all. But this allows you to see what it is a whole lot better. What Lego is my favorite, as in ones I've built or the theme? Because one that I've built, actually, I've built quite a few over the years. I remember I used to own like a Jedi Starfighter that had Obi-Wan, and it was the Jedi Starfighter where the wings fold outwards from them. And another one was essentially a giant, I want to say 1 foot tall General Grievous, which was like you had his feet that could be posed, and it was fully articulated. It was fully articulated, and you could make like his whole lightsaber, and you can also connect his arms together, but also disconnect them so you can have him in his forearm state. That was really cool. But I want to say out of the few Legos that I've managed to own over the years and keep, it has to be the Batman Batmobile. It is the biggest set I have ever made, but also it is also the coolest one that I've made because I've never built Lego Technic, which is, the Lego sets that allow you to create full on cars as authentically as it can just from pure Legos. That was by far the coolest Lego Technic I have ever made. And coolest build from Lego that I've ever made. And it's up on my shelf right now. But it was really really cool. And the fact, and it took me a while to build it. It's 1,500 pieces, and I just felt an immense sense of satisfaction after having built it. After having built it, so it was really, really cool. So that out of all of them, that one is my favorite. That one is my favorite. Actually, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The Batman Batmobile is my number one favorite. Right behind that is you know what? Since you guys can see, it's been a while. It's been a while. But my second favorite one would have to be the Infinity Saga, Lego Infinity Saga, and it's heavily dusty because I kind of use this as like I kind of use this as like a bookend for my One Punch Man on my bottom shelf. But it has to be the Lego Infinity Saga Infinity Gauntlet. Building this was also incredibly satisfying. Like fully posable fingers. Let me move this so you guys can see it a little bit better. Fully modeled fingers, articulated. Now, mind you, you can't move them in every direction. They can't exactly lean, but each finger is articulated to move. Looks like it took hours. It did take a while. I did not read. I think I actually, hold on. I think I might have actually did a stream. I think I actually did a stream years ago where I actually built this. Yeah, I think I did. Hold on, I'm checking right now. I'm checking. Yep, it was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago. And yeah, it was 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago. It was a 4 hour session. 4 hours and 23 minutes is how long it took me to build that. And of course I incorporated, like breaks to eat food and whatnot. But during that session is when I built it. It was during that time. Yeah, but yeah, this is one of the sets that I greatly enjoyed making as well because there's so many individual pieces on this thing, but the end result is just like a really, really sick looking Infinity Gauntlet. Especially you guys can see it like this. Like look at the way the fingers can, be slightly posed just a little bit. The thumb can be moved, the Infinity Stones. It is really, really detailed and it really, really cool. This is my second favorite. And if I'm looking at this correctly, this only had 590 pieces. Yeah, this only had 590 pieces. I had to look up and see how long ago it was. But yeah, uh, this is my second favorite set that I have made. But the Lego the Batman Batmobile was the one that I favored the most. I'm gonna put this back over there on my shelf so that my One Punch Man volumes don't fall over. Okay. You know, some Lego sets end up being resold for a bunch of money, like ones that are already built, or people just buying the sets and then waiting a number of years before they sell them off. Also, Tony, it's good to see you. That's Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes. This is the one that has the muscle car. Yeah, this is Johnny Blaze because like it said on the packaging, it's the Ghost Rider's motorcycle, and you know Johnny Blaze is the one who uses the motorcycle. Him and Danny Ketch, but this isn't Danny. Okay, so we got this piece. Oh, I gotta set the camera right back because I moved it up in order to see what was going on. You could see the dust lines from the gauntlet on the table. My bad. But let's see. Great piece here. And then we need two. I think it's Star Wars Lego sets that can't be bought in stores anymore. They are still making. They're still making Star Wars Lego sets that you can still buy in stores. They're still doing that. And if anything, they're making more of them because with Mandalorian and Grogu coming out, that just gives them more reasons to create more Lego Star Wars stuff. But as far as I know, they haven't stopped selling those. All right, we got this piece. This piece right there. This piece right there. If my light wasn't so bright, you guys could see a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. If need be, I can always just turn down the brightness of the camera that's in front of me. Because while I like to be properly lit... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay. We'll keep this lighting. What setting did I have this on? That's actually good lighting. But yeah, two small stub pieces. Now we have some orange pieces that go towards the front. Looks like these. Allow me to show people, camera. Wait, you guys get it. You guys get it. You guys can tell. I'm grateful that you guys are understanding when it comes to that sort of thing. All right, and then this orange piece goes over to keep both the gray and the orange locked in. Now we flip it over. And we're going to need one of the circular gray pieces that will go right here. Yeah, just one of those. And one of these, by flipping this back over, one of these with like an X going through it. No, not an X, but a cross. Hey, Qushu, I haven't seen you in years. What do you do for a living? I build Lego sets on my YouTube channel and make funny voices whenever I'm playing video games. Oh, okay. Kitten 2 is glued to the screen watching me build this. Hello! How are you? It's good to see you. You get to see me and what I'm building down below. Hey out there, it's me, Qushu, here to show you how to build Legos. Can you imagine if I styled my entire personality? Don't know what happened. Don't have the Discord for you anymore. It says I need an invite. It should be in the link to the Discord should be in the description. Yeah, it should be in the description just fine. Yeah, it should be in the description right now. Because I'm pretty sure I didn't remove it. Yeah, it's there. It's there. Yeah. Yeah, it's down there. It's down there. We're always ready to have you back there, Anime Gamer. But could you imagine if I based my entire personality off after sounding like someone off of Nick Jr.? Hi, yo, what's going on? Qushu 92 here, and I'm here to build something for you. Can you imagine just how different the vibe would be if I acted like that? Cause mind you, I don't mind doing that. She's so excited. but but seriously though, I am not going to be acting like that. I'm so sorry, but I will not. But all the same, building stuff for you guys, I don't mind. If I have some young, inquisitive minds who happen to watch me, do not worry, parents of said kids. I'm a clean YouTuber, so you don't need to worry. But we'll put this silver piece right here. Let me know if things are not being done in your view, so that way you can check. That way you can see everything clearly, Kitten 2. Just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to adjust for you. Oh, dude, you should do the voices of whoever you're building. Well, since this is the Ghost Rider's motorcycle, I might as well talk as him for quite a while. Not really, because that can do something to my throat if I do this way too often. But this is the vehicle for the spirit of vengeance. But when it gets to Spider-Man, I can't wait to do that one for you. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that as soon as we can. But silver piece goes right there, and this big old black piece right here, which looks like it goes. Hold on. Oh, I was about to put it backwards. All right. Now we need the two slope pieces, and they will go right on top of the gray pieces. So it looks like that. Love my shirt? Thank you. I love the Flash. He's one of my favorite superheroes as well. From DC Comics, one of my favorite superheroes is the Flash because I just love speedsters. I feel it extends all the way back to my childhood when I was watching Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, and seeing characters that are essentially super fast. And that really reached an apex when I saw the 100-mile dash scene from The Incredibles, and I'm like, oh, I love super speed. I really, really love super speed. And then you have the iconic Quicksilver moment from X-Men First Class and then X-Men Apocalypse, where it was basically just Quicksilver doing his thing, and it just really, really increased my love for speedsters. So I love the power of, even more, I love the power of super speed along the same lines the power of flight. Because with super speed, you get a whole plethora of abilities. Like, you get the ability to phase through objects. You get the ability, it's not Spider-Man, you tried to be him. Yeah, I did. One of my favorite superheroes for DC. For Marvel, my top favorite superhero is Spider-Man. But on DC's side, it's Superman and the Flash. And then maybe Batman a little bit after that. So, Superman, Flash, Batman for DC. Yes, I like Green Lantern and everything, but it's Superman, Flash, Batman. DC, it's Spider-Man, Hulk. Spider-Man, Hulk, Nightcrawler. Love Nightcrawler. Just One thing that also helps with that is the fact that the White House scene from X2 X-Men United, literally is one of my favorite superhero scenes from a superhero movie ever. Just especially with Nightcrawler just attacking the White House to get to the president, and to the melody of Dies Irae. And you just see just how capable a person who can basically teleport wherever truly is, and how horrifying it would be for a normal person to have to fight that person. But we got our slope pieces. Now we move on to the red pieces. And they're going to go right behind the slope pieces. Which is why I love the power super speed so much that I am so incredibly disappointed that a Flash game has never been made. You can't tell me it's not possible because Sonic Frontiers exist. It's not a matter of, oh, you'll move too fast and people won't be able to control the Flash at such a high speed, when Sonic Frontiers literally gives you so much speed to run through all this area, and they intend for you to be fast on purpose. You can't tell me a Flash game can't work in the same breath that you say Sonic games are still good. You can't tell me a Flash game can't be made when Sonic games are still being made. I'm just saying. So there's literally no reason why we can't have any other superhero other than Batman being made. We are owed a Superman game. We are owed a Flash game. Hey, you heard of Kid Flash from the Teen Titans series? Literally one of my favorite episodes when Kid Flash is going up against the High Five, and Madame Rouge, and this is the time when Madame Rouge and the Brain were all trying to basically take over the world and take out every single superhero that tried to stop them. I remember the episode because Flash was trying to get to Jinx to tell her that she's better off without being stuck with like people like the Hive, like Mammoth and Gizmo and Billy Numerous and the guy and I think his name is Ivan. All of them. That's literally one of my favorite episodes. And the fact that you have the same person who voices the Flash in the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited TV show also be the voice of Kid Flash. You can't write episodes like that any better. Okay, we got the red pieces. I will literally talk about superheroes all day if I am not careful. Please rein me in if necessary, so that way I can focus. Sorry, Kitten 2, my sincerest apologies. Who's my favorite Green Lantern? Jon Stewart. Love Jon Stewart. I think he's a really awesome Green Lantern, but I also like the fact that instead of, when it comes to the constructs that Jon Stewart makes, unlike with Hal Jordan and any other Lantern, Jon Stewart is meticulous enough to build his constructs piece by piece. It's not like, oh, it's just a boxing glove and it's hollow inside. If Jon Stewart creates a structure, it actually has interlocking pieces that make sense if it was built in real life. Because he was an architect, so he takes that sort of prestige with him while he's making his constructs. So if he were to build like a railgun, he would literally build it piece by piece as if it was a fully functioning railgun. So when it comes to, and also in the comics, he reached a point where he essentially became like a god, actually. He was so overpowered, he became so strong that he literally had to split himself in two so he could have his regular self and his superpowered self just doing all sorts of things. Literally just overpowered. Gonna subscribe to my channel? Well, Aaron, you do what you think is best. If what I do here on this channel, not just on this stream, but on the channel, is to your liking, we're more than happy to have you. Okay, got this piece. Holster, good to see you. Currently building Ghost Rider's bike. Going piece by piece. And let's see. We got these sloping pieces right there. That one slope piece, which I believe is his seat. Yeah, it's his seat. Yeah, it is it is the back half of his seat. How many Green Lanterns are there? I thought there was just the one. There's a lot. There are a lot of Green Lanterns. However, there tends to be a lot more well-known Green Lanterns. Like everyone knows Hal Jordan, he's the OG. Then you have Guy Gardner, he's the jerk, but he's a slightly competent Green Lantern. He's a competent Green Lantern, but everyone knows him as a jerk that no one wants to be around. Then you have Kyle Rayner, or Reiner, however you want to say his name. Then you have John Stewart. And then you have, different Green Lanterns outside of people who are based off from Earth. Like you have Kilowog, you have literally a Green Lantern that's just in a giant planet that is also a Green Lantern. You got a Squirrel Green Lantern. Now I don't remember every single Green Lantern's name, but there are tons of them. And those are just the Green Lanterns. Don't even get me started on the Red Lanterns and Blue Lanterns. And just don't even get me started on that. Personally, mine is Kyle Rayner, though I will say I think Jessica Cruz is an underrated Green Lantern. Oh yeah, she's a good one too. She's a good one too. All right, let's pick it up. So I gotta put these red ones, small red ones, put them on the back one. I need that Blues Clues bass music going in the background as I'm building this, just on an endless loop. But then again, that's probably copyrighted, and I won't be able to use it. Probably won't be able to use it. All right, next we put these gray hook pieces. Wouldn't really be much of a core if there was just one lantern. True, they're called the Green Lantern Corps, not just the Green Lantern. The same way it's called the Justice League and not just Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter, and the Flash. All right, we got these pieces on. I think it's looking pretty good. All right, now we're putting the guns on. We're putting the guns on. And I think I'm putting them on backwards. Nope, we're good. All right, do that for the first one. And do that for the second one. And the first one, oh, it goes up top. Oh, I thought it was going on top of the other ones that I just did. These go on both sides. Understand that now, but it's been so long since you read the comics, you need to brush up on the lore. Oh, there's a lot to it, but I understand it. I understand. I still need to catch up on the Absolute Batman series because I hear it has gone beyond insane. And right now, Absolute Batman is literally one of the best comic series out there. One of the best American comic series that's out there right now. Sure, Marvel's got some stuff, but frankly, despite how the last chapter that I read, was the introduction of Deathstroke. Yeah, was the intro when we see Deathstroke for the very first time. I have not read past that. And I need to because I know things are crazy right now. I know things are, but I'll catch up. Now let's see. So this piece is going to need to go up. One of these curve pieces. And put it right there. I'm still surprised. I am still shocked that and you know what? If Absolute Batman wasn't doing as well as it is right now, if Absolute Batman wasn't doing as well as it was right now, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be getting Absolute Batman as a suit in the Lego Batman game. I know people who got Deluxe Edition, they're enjoying the game right now because of 3 days early. But for those of us who are getting standard, yeah, we gotta wait just a little bit longer before that pops up. Okay, so guns are locked in. Very nice design. Very nice. Aha! Aha! Woo! Okay. I heard Marvel is trying to do their own spin on an absolute universe with Spider-Man, the X-Men, and the Fantastic Four. Now who's looking? Now who's looking? Who's trying to play keep up? Now who's looking? Who's trying to keep up with DC this time? Mind you, DC still has a lot to do with their entire franchise before we can say like, oh, Marvel needs to catch up to DC. Because the only thing I'm gonna be so real. Can I be honest with you? The only thing that DC as a whole, and I'm not speaking about Warner Brothers. I'm just talking about DC Comics. The thing that DC Comics is doing very well right now, that it has for itself, that's good, is just the comics. They need to do better with their games. They need to do better with their movies. They need to do better with their TV shows. They need to do better with everything else they got. Their comics are fine. Really good if you're going based off of, how well the Absolute Batman series is going. If you just go off of that, the comic series is great. Everything else needs to improve. Everything else needs to get a whole lot better. Okay. Wanted to make sure that my phone could not be seen. Marvel isn't the same without Stan Lee. Marvel isn't the same without how good the Infinity Saga is. Because, frankly, the MCU movies that we had in the beginning. I'm sorry, I'm getting so distracted right now. Yep, I already did these steps. Yep, I did all of these steps. We can skip these. But Marvel really hasn't been on the top of its game for a number of years in terms of like their movies. And this has also caused a little bit of a disconnect. Well, not necessarily a disconnect, but more so not even, superhero fatigued, but there is such a contrast to, and since this is Marvel related, we can talk about it. Such a contrast to the amount of quality we had in the first 10 years of Marvel versus literally the 10 years that we're going through right now. Because the first 10 years of Marvel was literally peak Marvel. Sure, you may have had like a slight stumble, but not to the point where it's like, oh wow, Marvel really fell off with these movies. Not too many of those. But as soon as the Infinity Saga ended, like we saw the end of Thanos, we saw the end of, well, essentially Iron Man. It's just it's like the amount of quality that went into establishing the MCU in its beginning and thus fleshing out so many characters. And before we got to the end, one character in particular got the shortest end of the stick, and I'm still disappointed about it. The Hulk, I mean. But for the most part, most of the movies for the MCU in the first 10 years were already solid. But now that that's over, and we're past the whole Infinity Saga, and after the debacle with Jonathan Majors, where we couldn't even fully get into the Kang saga because that's dead in the water. Now we're going from Thanos, which was the peak, Kang, which Time Magazine tried to say like we have a villain who's better and even bigger and more threatening and more powerful than Thanos. And he didn't even make it past his own movie where he got fully introduced. Literally died in the very movie that he got started. And then afterwards, Kang just literally got just pushed to the side, and now we're introducing the Fantastic Four and having Doom, Doctor Doom, be the big bad. Now, mind you, Doctor Doom in the comics is quintessentially a very, very good villain, and also a very threatening person as well. He's literally the villain, the main villain in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, where he takes the power of Odin and takes all these different items and all these different things to essentially make himself a god. And this is before the comic series where Doom steals the power of the Watcher and then remakes the world into his own image, where he's ruling, where he's married to Reed Richards' wife in a Game of Thrones style universe. That's how much of a threat he is. In the comics, Doctor Strange, while the whole world was being beset by vampires, by Dracula, and not Dracula, but being beset by vampires led by Blade, who was possessed. And Doctor Doom was telling Doctor Strange, oh, this is the reason why I love doing these sort of sessions, so that way you can, that way I can build and also educate you guys on some Marvel. In the series that showed Blade being possessed by some sort of evil bat spirit, he essentially assaulted the world with vampires all over. The Avengers had a hard time. The X-Men were having a bit of difficulty. Some people were able to hold their ground, but not everyone. So Doctor Strange reluctantly tries to work with Doctor Doom, thinking, you'll relinquish this power once I give you the mantle of the Sorcerer Supreme in order to get rid of all of these vampires. And Doctor Doom says, sure. Fingers crossed behind his back, mind you, because you can't trust Doom. So whenever all things are said and done, I need this piece. I can talk and build at the same time. So after everything is said and done, Doctor Strange is just expecting Doom to keep his word, which, if you know anything about Doctor Doom, you literally cannot trust him at all. So when Strange gets ready to receive the mantle back from Doctor Doom says, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing, keeps the mantle, destroys Doctor Strange's astral projection, and then proceeds to wield the power of the Sorcerer Supreme, literally the most powerful magic individual in the world. Mind you, not as powerful as Scarlet Witch. That is a whole conversation for another time, because she can affect causality and probability in a wide variety of ways. But he takes the power for himself and then says, okay, now's a brand new era of Doom, because the only person who truly deserves to be a hero is me. You all fight so hard to save this place, but you don't do it permanently. But allow me to use this power to show you how it's truly done. And he just starts remaking everything. Oh, remember that time Johnny Storm slept with Doom's fiance and he found out at the altar and was just going to let go of his grudge with the Fantastic Four until he was told about that? The thing is, didn't Johnny literally willingly give that information? Doom was willing to put aside every grievance he had. And then all of a sudden, Johnny said, like, by the way, I spent some time with your fiance, because we gotta be careful, because some little people are watching. You have to be careful, and you gotta word things a little bit different. I was with your fiance. We went mini golfing. Let's say that. We went mini golfing. And Doom was like, I was actually about to be happy. And then you reveal this? Yeah, it's on site forever because of you. It's like, there's a time and a place for everything, Johnny. You didn't have to say that. You didn't have to go overboard. This man is at his wedding, at the happiest time of his life, and you just dropped that knowledge? This could have been an email. Like, why would you say this on the day of his wedding. Are you crazy? Yes, he is. Johnny was stupid for that. But it was to be expected. The first 10 years of Marvel was them building the cow from the ground up. The recent 5 years was them milking it dry. Sounds like what they were doing with the Halo franchise. Just milking the whole series. Oh, okay. So this is the piece that I got in here. The little round piece right there. Round piece right there. And also got bullets inside as well. I would shoot them, but they're probably going to bounce. And it bounced and landed elsewhere. This could have been an email and Honest's favorite phrase. It's one of mine as well. When you take me and speak to me about something and you drone on for something, or no, when you ask me something, and then it's short and like you do this whole big rigmarole and you want to gain my attention for something, but then it's just something short. It's something short. I'm like, you literally could have just emailed this to me. Like, don't include me in meetings where the amount of stuff that you need me to know is something you can literally write out and either text to me or send in an email. Because if I go to this meeting and it's something you could have told me over the phone, you done wasted gas. You owe me money. But let's get back to building. Wow, this is actually turning into an hour of me just building stuff. I thought it was going to be like 40 or 30 minutes at the most, but you know, this tends to happen when I start talking. All right, so we got the little spoke piece that goes right there. And now we're going to build the wheel. So let's get one of these gray pieces here. Gotta learn how to keep my hand more centered. Sorry about that, Kitten 2. And one of these black pieces, not the gray pieces, one of these black pieces, and it goes in the bottom part right there, so it looks like this. Then we do the same for another piece, and get those ready. But all right then. And now we put gray pieces on the other side, just like before, keeping it exactly the same. That's okay, mister. Ah, thank you for understanding. So precious. Then we do the same thing here. So they both match. Actually, Kitten 2, hopefully you can see this a little bit better. Let me move some of these over a little bit. Let me put Spider-Man and Ghost Rider up here. Actually, let me move them right here so you can still see them. There you go. And let's move some things over so you can have a little bit better view of the instructions. There you go. Actually, that's not going to work. Ah, but that will. There we go. Okay, so now you too can see the instructions. So we just need to we made both of these. So we're good. We made both of these. Now we need to take the gray pieces and put one just like this. So now it matches. You know what? I think I'm going to do it this way. So that way I can put the book. This might be how I do it. Okay. These Lego sessions are just a learning experience for me to make things better looking for you guys. So let's move on to the next page. Yes. Oh, Q's got it going. Okay, next up, we're going to need these red pieces right here, as you can see right here. Red piece, we only need one. And that is going to go on this gray piece that I am almost and we got it looking exactly like this. Holster, we have children present. You don't need to go into detail. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Next up, is this the right wheel piece? All right. So since we have that there, oh, okay. It's meant to be loose. Okay. So now we're matched up with step 29. And since we already made this piece, we can now take this piece and lock it in and then push it to the other side so that they're both even, so that there's no chance of it moving. But now they're so tight that they won't actually move. Okay, there we go. Okay. I didn't need to put it too tightly because otherwise the wheel won't actually move at all. All right, so we are good on step 30. Now, we take the wheel and connect it with the spoke I put on the front so it matches what this looks like. So now, this part of the wheel is officially on. Okay, we're getting there. Next up, whatever this pipe piece is. And it goes in through here. But I'm just going to put it halfway. And that is this pipe looking piece here. That is step 32. Now we get the big wheel. We get the big wheel for the Ghost Rider. Probably should put this part on first. Okay, big wheel on. And make sure it matches to the rest. So now, come on, get in there. Now we match up. Okay. There we go. Okay. So both wheels are now on. So it looks like this. Pretty cool. Okay, step 33 is done. Now for the handlebars. We're going to need one of these black pieces. Looks like that. And a handlebar piece looks like that. We connect the pieces. Forgot you was building Ghost Rider 2. The only thing Spider-Man about this pack is simply the fact that Spider-Man is just swinging on this one piece of webbing. That's it. This is a predominant Ghost Rider pack. All right. And then we connect the handlebars to this gray piece that's right here in the middle. So now we have a handlebars that's ready to be used like that. And of course, I can bend it in a certain way so that it's more lined up and it looks better. All right, next piece, we got the guard. So we're gonna need, it's a Ghost Rider, and oh, Spider-Man is their 2-pack. Exactly. He's all like, hey, it's Ghost Rider and Spider-Man. It's Ghost Rider and Spider-Man. Pack now from Lego. It's literally that. Oh, he's here too. So, gray piece, another hook piece. Oh, I'm doing this wrong because it goes on the ends. All right, these pieces go on the end. And the shield piece goes right here. And then we flip it over and put one of these clear orange pieces near the front as well. And then we put one of these circular pieces that attaches to the whole bottom of them both and put them there as well. And these attach to these gray pieces in between, these light gray pieces in between. All right, so now the cycle has this movable shield piece that just goes and sits right there. So now that's how it looks. All right. Now for the spokes. Well, the exhausts. And the flames go in there. They don't go all the way, but they go in far enough. And then we put them into the side. Both of them into the side. So now it looks like we got flames coming out of this now. Yes. Yes, it's looking mighty nice. It's looking mighty nice now. It's almost complete and it already looks awesome. Just think of the idea of creating a certain amount of Lego pieces in order for this to look good. And of course, it's telling me to load up ammunition for the guns on the sides. Here's my question, though. Oh, okay. So the white pieces are essentially used to attach the webbing to the back of the motorcycle so that Spider-Man has something to attach to while he's latching on and chasing after Ghost Rider. Because if I do this and put his hands around this, nope, better for the middle piece. If I do this and put his hands on it, is that the right space? I think that's the right space. Because it's, no, it can't be this. Oh, it is. It is. This is way more secure. Okay, so Spider-Man is hanging on. And we get Ghost Rider. And put him on the cycle. And now, the completed product. I gotta clean this. The completed product is Ghost Rider on his cycle dragging Spider-Man across the ground, because if Spider-Man doesn't have a building to latch onto, he doesn't have much to keep him upright while he's swinging around. But this is the finished product. And if he goes across the water, I mean, ain't much Spider-Man can do at that point. But yeah, aside from these extra pieces that we got here off to the side, and he's dragging him. Yes, he's dragging him! So here we have the spirit of vengeance, dragging behind everyone's favorite neighborhood Spider-Man. I don't get paid enough for this! And then that's it. That's it. That's the set. Gajil, good to see you, my brother. We are done with the Ghost Rider and Spider-Man pack. I, of course, am not going to leave Spider-Man dragging behind Ghost Rider, so I'll probably keep this web piece in a different location, along with the extra white piece, if I can get it off. Get it off safely. There we go. And I'll probably just have Spider-Man just standing upright, so that way he's not getting forcibly dragged behind a motorcycle that can literally scorch the earth. So that doesn't do good for such a thin suit he tends to wear. But that's it. We're done. We created, you think they'd have some Spider-Man's feet were on the ground so it looked like he's trying to plant his feet into the ground to slow down and stop the bike? No, because here on the packaging, he's swinging in. But I ain't got nothing from him to swing in unless I just, have him swinging. Just swinging from up top trying to catch up to Ghost Rider. Oh, so now you don't want to just attach at all since I'm just trying to put you on so I can show people. Now you don't want to put your hand in the thing. Now you don't want to put your hand in the thing. There we go. Because the way it would do it would be like Ghost Rider just driving by. And then Spider-Man. It's so fast you didn't even see it. No matter what speed I do it at, it's still hilarious. You got Ghost Rider just driving off. Oh! Oh! I dropped it! I dropped it! Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. Kitten 2 says, do Goofy? Well then, I don't mind doing a Goofy voice for you. Always stay focused on your goals. Me just building Legos again. Okay, so I got a better grip on it this time. He's just driving by. Spider-Man's chasing after him. Do it while Spider-Man's getting dragged by him. Okay. I don't mind fulfilling some of these little requests here real quick before I end it. There's no stopping. There's no stopping the spirit of vengeance. Or just dragging him like, you can't stop vengeance. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? This is going to be the ending shot. Spider-Man getting dragged by Ghost Rider. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Spider-Man vs. Ghost Rider Motorcycle 72-piece pack from Lego Marvel. All I can say to you is I had yet another fun time. She got the hiccups from laughing. I did my job. But I had so much fun. I had so much fun building this and also talking to you guys as well about our favorite superheroes and, like the MCU and everything. Qushu, you better pay Ghost Rider's motorcycle damage. You do realize that you can't actually destroy his bike because he'll just remake it. I ain't got to pay him jack. But overall, I had a fun time building this, and since this was the very first Lego pack that you guys have sent me, but I wanted a second camera so that way I could build it this way for you guys. I feel accomplished that I was able to build this. Now, the next thing I may have in mind? Interesting. I may have to ponder on it. I wonder. Because I'm thinking about some different sets that I could possibly do. But the next time I do a set, or at least, further down the line, might need to go a little bit fast. Might need to be one where you go fast. Gotta go fast. But that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Even check out my membership or Patreon because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. And because I know you're coming back anyway. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, trying to keep my hand out of the frame there, but I keep forgetting that you know what? I completely forgot. I can switch it like this. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Have a, yada, 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 yada. Have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples.